Speaker. I rise to ask question 27 of 2017. Can the Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation inform this House on the implementation of the National Gender Policy? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, you have the floor.
Madam Speaker, Fiji's national gender policy is a guiding national policy on gender-related issues. This was launched under your leadership, Madam Speaker, and it encompasses the whole spectrum of relevant elements which are necessary for our effort as a nation in driving towards gender equality. The main aims of that policy are improvement of the quality of life of men, women, boys and girls at all levels of society through the promotion of gender equity and equality. It reinforces strong links between gender equality and sustainable development goals, Madam Speaker. It promotes active and visible gender mainstreaming in all sectors and within civil society to ensure gender equity and equality. And it removes all forms of gender inequality and gender discrimination. For national policy, Madam Speaker, it's pretty young, and in working towards attainment of gender equality and related issues, it's been ongoing for years. It predates the policy, not only by government, but also by our non-government partners. At present, Madam Speaker, the main focus of our implementation lies in gender mainstreaming, advocacy, and awareness. Some of the main tools of implementation being used are the appointment of focal officers within ministries in government. At the moment, we've appointed up to 20 focal officers in different ministries and trained them to be gender sensitive, and also to keep an eye out on how these ministries can incorporate gender into the policies carried out within those ministries. Madam Speaker, like any other nationally important working paper, knowledge of the policy is very important for all stakeholders. To that end, the Ministry is working towards translating the national gender policy into the main languages. We also have a gender advisor who is working with national planning to ensure that the national development plan is gender sensitive as well. There's also work currently ongoing to ensure that gender issues are mainstreamed into government policies. As a lead agency for women, Madam Speaker, my ministry is taking the lead in training all officers within the ministry on gender. Madam Speaker, apart from what I've spoken about, we do all know that our non-government actors are also very active in the work that they do to contribute to our national effort towards gender equality. Given that it is a cross-cutting issue, the answer lies in a multi-stakeholder approach between government, non-government actors, religious organizations, communities, and individuals, to be aware of the negative impact of gender inequality in our progress as a nation, to be aware of the national gender policy and its aims, and to do what we can in the positions that we hold to take a step closer towards the aim of gender equality. Madam Speaker, some employers in the private sector, like Mr. Farid of FHL, has come out to encourage the appointment of women on boards on FHL subsidiaries. Just last week, the governor of the Reserve Bank, in a public statement, stated how he wanted to see more women of merit on the boards of publicly listed companies. The Honorable Prime Minister himself, Madam Speaker, is my favorite example. In his own words to me before I stood for elections, I want more women who can articulate themselves in Parliament to join my party. It is these leaderships, these advocacies that can contribute a lot towards attainment of the aims of our national gender policy. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Ladies first, I'll give the floor to the Honourable Senator Rombo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honourable Minister, for that presentation explanation on the national gender policy. The availability of sex disaggregated data is crucial for the effective implementation of the national gender policy. So can the Honourable Minister please confirm if this is available within the Ministry, and if not, what strategies or actions the Ministry has in place to pursue that sex disaggregated data is made available to the ministry. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I totally agree with the statement that's been made that we need sex disaggregated data in order to come up with programs that are more effective and more targeted. To that end, as I've mentioned, we have appointed focal officers in all ministries, well, 20 at the moment, for this very purpose. That's one of the work that they're undergoing, apart from inculcating gender-related issues into national policies.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Vuniwaqa.
And the Honourable Minister, please explain to the House how the policy has been applied and has impacted rural women in general, and also rural indigenous women.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
The policy, Madam Speaker, is multifaceted. It not only talks about the empowerment of rural women, it also talks about women in the labor force and other spheres of life. For the particular question, it's asking about rural women in particular. There are already programs within my ministry and also our non-government partners, programs that are geared towards the empowerment of women in rural areas. Here I'm talking about income-generating projects. It's an opportunity for women to be able to earn a living for themselves and their families. It's not only my ministry that does this. We would also know about the grants that's been given by the Ministry of Industry and Trade. That also, there are women who are also eligible for that and have actually received that particular assistance. So, as I said, it's an all-encompassing policy, and yes, rural women is definitely one of the hallmarks of that policy. And Madam Speaker, further on that point, on the empowerment of rural women, there is a national expo that's been run by government through my ministry that will be held in June this year from the 14th to the 16th. That's targeted at rural women to empower them to find markets for the projects that they have started.
Thank you. Honourable Politi.
Just a supplementary question to the Honourable Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation. What is the update of the gender mainstreaming in the civil service? Thank you.
Honourable Minister.
Again, Madam Speaker, that's ongoing work with the 20 focal officers that we have in the different ministries that there are.
Thank you. Honourable Rocky Liraki.
Supplementary question, Madam Speaker, in terms of, as alluded to in the employment in the civil service, where does open merit system applies is against the gender equality?
Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, when we advocate about gender equality, we're not talking about, we're not saying that women who are not eligible for a job should get a job. It does apply, the open merit policy does apply, but what we're advocating for are women who have the necessary prerequisites for a job in the public service will definitely get a job through the open merit system.
Thank you. Honourable Asir Rondo.
Madam Speaker, a supplementary question to the Honourable Minister for Women. I hear a lot about the general implementation of the policy, but just recently the Honourable Minister supported the motion to suspend one of the female members of the House. Can the Minister highlight to us some of the specific challenges that that her ministry is facing in terms of the implementation of the gender policy?
I don't see how that example works, but we are all here as members of Parliament. There are rules that apply to us. When we talk about gender policy, again I say, we're not advocating for women to have special rules. We need women with merit to be recognized, and if women don't follow the rules, they need to be disciplined as well.
Honourable.
Yes, Honourable.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Can I ask the Honourable Minister, is there anything in the plans or in the vision for the future to cater to the nursing mothers in the workforce, is there any, do we give them a break in between the date of birth for, say, 12, 24 months or like that? Thank you.
Honourable Minister.
I did mention, Madam Speaker, this national gender policy is all-encompassing. It also talks about women in the workforce, and like any policy, we're not going to realize this overnight. It's going to take us quite some time, a long time, to achieve all the targets in this policy. Even the most developed country in the world, they're still struggling with the issue of gender equality. It's a working document. There are aims in here, targets, and yes, it also addresses the issue that's been raised in relation to women in the workforce.